Hello, everyone. This is Pamela Topjian, and I want to talk today about purpose anxiety. It's a term that I've recently heard about, and I have been struggling, not recently, but in my life, I've struggled with finding my life's purpose, my soul's purpose. And I even did a video on how to find or do you know your soul's purpose? And I'll put that below in the description if you want to see that one. But there is a lot of anxiety around making sure that you are living your purposeful life, finding what that is for you. And one big thing that I missed in that other video is I made it all about your job or your career. Finding your soul's purpose is what am I doing in the world as, your job or career, or for what are you doing to make a living? And that's what we tend to think of. And we also tend to think that you need to find out what that is. It's like the big search, right? We start it very young with kids. What do you want to do when you grow up? What do you want to be when you grow up? And then even in the schools, which, in a way, that's a good thing, right? Because you want to go on the trajectory of your interests and what you are passionate about. So that's a good thing. But knowing that not may change, most likely will change throughout your life. So I think that your life's purpose is all about a personal self-discovery journey. Learning to know yourself is really your purpose in life. And how do we do that? So, without all the anxiety of how am I going to support myself as an adult? How am I going to contribute to my family, to my community? What are my ethics and values? And finding that out for yourself. I think it's more important and it is more of your purpose here in this life to get to know yourself and to continue learning and continue growing throughout your life. That is not something that you have to search for and continuously be anxious over. Finding your soul's purpose, finding your life's purpose and the meaning of life. It's so much more about just being the best version of yourself, just being your authentic self and being the best you that you can be. As cliche and maybe even a little hokey that sounds, I think that that's really the truth. That's what your purpose is all about. Finding out who you are as you grow and live in the world. And that will lead you to your soul's purpose. So rather than having the anxiety over what is my purpose, allow yourself to, I'm going to give you another little hokey thing here, but allow yourself to follow your bliss. Allow yourself to go with the flow of your heart and of your soul. What were you doing when you felt the most fulfilled in your life? And just try to have more of those experiences that help you to feel purposeful, to help you to feel fulfilled within yourself. When you feel that you're living in balance, regardless of if it has to do with work or career or school, even, when you're living in balance and you feel like every part of your life is balanced, you're living your purpose when that happens. So if everything is aligned with what you do and what you say and how you walk in the world and what you do in the world, and there's some quote, and I'll put it below because I don't know it off the top of my head, but it's something about just that when true happiness is found when you're living authentically in the world. When everything is aligned and balanced, that's when you're living your purpose. I think that purpose anxiety comes from a social anxiety. It comes from, like I said, we're in the beginning, we do this to our children early on. What do you want to be when you grow up? And then There's so much anxiety around making sure that you take the right path in your education and training and anything that you are trying to do to better yourself. Follow your interests more than anything. And what we look at and click on, and even what we stop scrolling and look at on any social media, the algorithm is going to feed you more of that. So if you have been really anxious about what is my soul's purpose, what is my life's purpose, then pay attention to what you're looking at because you're going to be fed this and it's going to cause more anxiety. So pay attention to what you stop scrolling on, or what you click on, and the algorithm will change what it shows you. Maybe it'll help alleviate some of that anxiety, hopefully. So I will put that other video below, and that's more geared towards your soul's purpose with career and education and stuff. Once I heard this term about purpose anxiety, then I felt like I remember back to the video that I did, and I felt like I really dropped that ball adding to the purpose anxiety. And I didn't want to do that. So I wanted to make another video explaining that it's so much more than your career, and it isn't even your career. Your purpose in life, your purpose here on earth is to be the best version of you, like I already said, to be the best that you can be. And any perceived mistakes or regrets that you have, learn from them. Try to work through them. Therapy is amazing. Coaching, counseling, any of that, or getting some energy healing around whatever kinds of past traumas you might have. On here in the playlist, and then also on podcast platforms, there's Holistic Connections, conversations with holistic practitioners, and so many of them help people on a self-discovery journey. So look at some of those, and look at some of those methods and modalities, and just to be informed and see what clicks with you. See what you're more curious about. So bottom line is, try not to be so anxious about what you're going to do in the world, and just be you. So I guess that's all I have to say about that. And hopefully this has helped, especially if you have experienced purpose anxiety. And I know that I have, and I speak about that in my other video. So thank you so much for clicking and listening and watching. Thank you so much for being here. And I hope that this has helped you in some way.